Hey y'all, what it do? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. And we know that this off season, this is the time of year where nothing's going on. Dallas Cowboys are on their break. Hopefully these guys, we don't hear anything in the news about these guys out here. I hope that they be smart, stay working out, do the things that they need to do to get ready for training camp come July 25th. Now, let's talk about this defense real quick. Now, we know this defense was good last year, but I feel like this year they're even better. You look at this team, you look at the pickup of Stephon Gilmore in the offseason. Now, that was a huge one. Now, it kind of looks like the Cowboys are going a different route now. It's like they're now starting to do things that they were supposed to do before. Like, being key players in free agency, which they weren't in the past. This offseason just seems different. It just seems like this team is like, you know what? Let's get serious about trying to get to the bowl. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, oh, we feel like this every offseason at the Cowboys. It's going to be their year. It's going to be their year, blah, blah. But really, I was never one to really say that before. But I'm kind of saying it now. And the reason why I say is because this team, I feel like, has turned a new left. Before we get into defense, I just want to say real quick, it was another YouTuber, I don't know what his name was, but he was talking about Mike McCarthy being on the hot seat. And I'm just like, how can a coach that took a team 12-5, 2 seasons in a row, be on the hot seat? A coach that in his time when he called plays for his former team has had a lot of good seasons, including a Super Bowl. Now, this person mentioned that, oh, the front office loved Kellen Moore and then Mike McCarthy got rid of him. You do understand that it was a mutual thing across the board. Kellen Moore wanted a new team to go to. The front office agreed to let him go, as opposed to Mike McCarthy. Remember, when Mike McCarthy got hired, up until last season, we were running the old regime's playbook. We were still running Jason Garrett's offense with a couple of tweaks from Kellen Moore. Now, not to say anything bad about Kellen Moore, he's going to be a good coordinator if he learns how to adjust more. That's his biggest issue, is not adjusting at the time. He has the habits of Jason Garrett where he becomes too predictable, right? Now, what I did like about Kellen Moore was the fact that he did have tricks in the bag. But once those tricks were up, he didn't know how to recycle them or to regurgitate or to move things around to fool the defense. He wasn't able to do that. Now, Mike McCarthy can do that. This is the reason why this year they are finally getting rid of the old regime. Because when you get rid of a regime, you got to get rid of the things that they do, too, that didn't work. Now, I'm not opposed to keeping certain things, which is what they're doing, which is what they're doing, which is why there's like 30% change, right? Only 30% change, including the offensive scheme and some of the verbiage. Now, I know that Dak Prescott's language, a lot of that is sticking around, but I think that the way that they do things on offense going forward, switching to a West Coast offense would be beneficial, definitely, to Dak Prescott, or as they like to call it, the Texas Coast or Tex Coast offense, which is basically the West Coast offense with a Texas twist, or how they say a Cowboys twist to the standard West Coast offense. Now, you look at it from that standpoint, I think that we will be better from that standpoint because, let's be honest with you, Mike McCarthy is a better play caller than Kellen Moore because he has 15 years more experience than Kellen Moore does, obviously. But, shout out to Kellen Moore. I think he's going to do well with the Chargers. Just don't play well against us. That's all I'm saying. I just think that Kellen Moore just wasn't right for this team and Dak Prescott because, you're coaching your peer. So it's kind of hard to do that. I just think that with Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer here, I almost said Marty. With Brian Schottenheimer here, I think that those two can come together and collaborate something better for Dak Prescott and his offense. Now, with this defense, this is what I really want to talk about. Now, with the addition of Stephon Gilmore, it seems like the Cowboys are definitely trying to solidify some things, right? We know that the contract is going to be due soon for the young Trayvon Diggs. Now, you look at the cornerback position. Your top three guys. You got Stephon Gilmore on one side. You got Trayvon Diggs. And you got your boy Bland in the slot. Not to mention that Jordan Lewis is coming back. No disrespect. Don't disrespect Jordan Lewis. He was still good in that position. That's why I said having him definitely helps. You got that. Now, if worse come to worse, they can always bring back Anthony Brown. Because remember, Anthony Brown is not on the roster right now. He's actually still rehabbing that ACL injury from last year. So he's not going to be with another team. And no team is really going to pick him up considering his injury. The Cowboys would because, it's better to have more than not enough. That's just how I feel. Use him as a backup. That's just how I feel. Because, let's be honest with you, you never know where an injury could come. Injuries are inevitable. And the more you have, the better you are. You look at the cornerback position. Boom. You got good luck trying to throw to these guys because Trayvon Diggs is a guy that's going to gamble. Only thing that I think that Trayvon Diggs just needs to work on is not biting on that biting on that fake, right? So when the wide receiver runs and he stops and comes back, like that double move gets him every time. So long as he doesn't bite on that double move, he's going to be fine. You look on the other side with Stephon Gilmore. Everybody knows what Stephon Gilmore can do. Even at his age, he can still ball. And he will get that ball out the air and intercept it, just like Trayvon Diggs can do. So, good luck, offenses, against our defense. That's all I'm saying. So, you got that solidified. You look at the linebacker position. I know a lot of people probably say that that's a little weaker right now. But I feel like if Damone Clark can step up from what he was last year, he could definitely be a starter right there with Leighton Vander Esch right next to him. And, and we'll see what Overshown could do. I know he's a rookie, so he's still going to have to, get in there and learn some things and get right. But with these young guys, with Overshown and Devin Harper and things of that nature, with Damone Clark getting into his own, if he can just get in there and, with the help of Leighton Vander Esch, you may not need to go re-sign Anthony Barr again. You're good with what you have. And I think that's what the Cowboys are doing right now. They're just seeing what they have with this young linebacker core. And if these guys can fit the bill, then, they're just going to roll with what they got. And I think they'll be fine. You got Micah Parsons moving all around on that defensive front. You still got D-Law out there, Chauncey Golston. I mean, there's so much depth right now that even Chauncey Golston, they got to figure out where to play him. And Chauncey ain't no chump. So I just feel like with all the depth that we have on this defensive line, with the addition of Mozzie on that inside with Jonathan Hankins at that one tech, and then you got the three techs with Neville Gallimore. Let's see what he does. Also, Dickie Zua and Quentin Bohanna. You got those guys playing three tech. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Now, they brought Dante Fowler back. I mean, that's a good thing. They cut Tech McKinley and they brought in Ben Mangola. So we'll see what he can do in training camp. Now, my biggest issue with this team is not really the defense, because I think our defense is going to be really dominant. I think that it's going to be hard for offenses to score on us. And all the offense has to do is just do their part, and we'll win games. I mean, we still were 12-5 last year, considering, some of the issues that we had. I mean, we just have to, and I think that with this coaching staff right now and some of the things that they're moving around and shifting, I think we can get over that hump into the playoffs. Because I know a lot of people are just talking about, oh, well, what are we going to do in the playoffs? Blah, blah. We got to get there. We got to get to the championship game. And I would love to see us go to an NFC title game. I would love to see that. And we need to do that this year. Because I think that is your measuring stick right there. We got to get at least to the NFC title game. That's just how I feel. Now, again, on defense, you got your three-headed monster at safety helping out that cornerback position. I'm just like, you got J-Ron Kearse, you got Donovan Wilson, and you got Malik Hooker. I mean, all three of these guys are really good. Now, you could potentially lose Malik Hooker and J-Ron Kearse next year because their contracts will be up. But depending on how they play this year, they might bring them back too. And which I think that they can and they should. Because these are guys are good for this team. Donovan Wilson got his money this offseason, so he's here. So you got that three-headed monster now. And then you got young guys that are coming in now to step up. So we'll see what these young guys can do. We got young guys trying to fight for position. You got undrafted guys. You know that the Dallas Cowboys are good with these undrafted guys, so you can't count them out. So, you know, I just think that all around, we got really good talent right now. I mean, talent to the point that they might not be able to keep all of these guys. So, you know, to say that the Dallas Cowboys can't compete is BS because there's other teams salivating to get some of our players. I'm just saying. Because you ever notice that when we cut a guy, they get signed real quickly by another team? Even some of the offensive linemen that y'all didn't like Connor Williams, he got snatched up just like that. Now, I don't know what the hell the Dolphins are doing, converting him from a guard to a center when center is not, he's not versatile enough to play center. He don't want to play center. And that's why he was holding out with them and in hot water with them. But it is what it is. Who was the other offensive lineman that we had that we lost that went to the, I think it ended up getting picked up by the Giants or something, and he just refused to play because he didn't want to play for them. Like, only reason why we had cut him was to make room for another player, but we had planned to bring, I forgot what the offensive lineman's name was, but it's right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it right now. But and it sucked to see him go because he was versatile. And he would have been really good for us too going forward. But again, the only reason why the Cowboys had released him, because they had planned on bringing him back, but another team just snuck in there and took him, and he refused to play for them. And it's just like, it sucks when you get traded or not necessarily traded when a team temporarily puts you down and another team can just grab you like that. And it's like, damn, this is not where I wanted to go. And you really have no choice because you have no say-so. Because they chose you, you got to go to them, and I don't know, maybe if you don't want to play for them that bad, maybe you just play bad, and maybe they'll just get rid of you. I don't know. But that's the kind of messing up your own money, so I don't know what you would do in a situation like that. It's kind of interesting if you think about it. Like I told you on this channel, guys, I like to think outside of the box because a lot of times people just look at one thing and think that that's it. Nah, you got to think outside the box. You got to think different ways because football is not just about what you see. Sometimes it's about some of the stuff that you don't see. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But I'm just like y'all. I'm anticipating on training camp. I can't wait to see these guys put the pads on and go at it and see what we got. We'll talk more about the offense and some things like that. But as far as this defense go, I think that it'll be even more dominant than it was last year. And I'm really hard pressed to feel like our offense can really. I'm at this point, the way our defense is, I'm not afraid of any team right now, especially because Tom Brady's not in the league no more. And even then, you know, we put him down in the playoffs. So stop listening to that outside crap, y'all, because they don't know. They're not Cowboy fans, so they don't watch the team as much as we do. So it's really pointless to hear what they got to say. And remember, a lot of these talking heads get paid to say negative stuff about the Cowboys and Dak Prescott because that's huge, right? Whenever you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys or anything that's a star with a star on it, it's going to be talked negatively. But y'all ignore that shit. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, when you subscribe to the channel, hit that all so you get all the content, not just personalized. But it's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon. Peace out.